In this video, we'll take a look at more user interface changes in CPE version 2.1. The first one we're going to take a look at is the new WRA options. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the global WRA. Once I'm on this page, you're going to notice that we have a brand new feature down here at the bottom. We have the ability to save all the information here as a template, which we can later on open up. For example, if I wanted to make some quick changes, let's say I want to set that, let's say I want to do optimistic, maybe ignore product float, let's say I want to crank and drag, and press save template, I can now save this file and actually import it back in at a later time if I want to be able to quickly access all this information. The reason this is so useful is if you have a very, very complicated WRA, for example, if I want to program each one of these weapons individually, now I can just swing over here, press save template, and I won't have to redo all this stuff directly. The other thing we've changed, or that's been changed on the WRA, is we now have the ability to set things as percentage of range. So for example, if I want to go ahead and go to one of these JSOWs, you'll notice I have my automatic firing range. If I click on this arrow, you'll now notice there's a percentage of max. I can fire at 75%, 50%, or 25% of range. Let's say I want to operate this weapon only at 50% of max range. This is a very useful tool so that you won't have to do all the math in order to calculate what the particular ranges is. This is also very, very helpful for a specific type of missiles that may not be as reliable at long distances. The next thing we'll take a look at is new separated autosaves. To enable autosaves, simply go up to your options and then click on the Enable Autosave button. When you do this, you're now going to get a different set of saves that are going to be saved into your main folder. Every 20 seconds, you're going to get a save, every 30, every minute, and every 180 seconds as well. As these automatic saves start populating inside of the folder, they will be saved separate from the other ones using a different name. The next thing we'll take a look at is pre-generating a flight plan. Let's go ahead and create a basic strike mission on this airfield. Let's go ahead and select our units. I'll go ahead and pause. F-35s. Assigned. Now let's say I want to break these groups in F-35s into two separate flights and I want them to attack different parts of the airport. I'm going to go ahead and select selections. Now we have a new option at the bottom that says create flight plans for assigned aircraft. I'll click on that button and you'll notice it will break my flights automatically up into the correct ones. And you'll also see that the flights are now generated into these little flight plans right here. In these cases, we have two standoff weapons. Now I happen to know that there's an enemy SAM a little bit to the north of our target region. So what I would like to do is I'd actually like to change the flight plan. So instead of engaging it into the danger zone, we're simply going to move them a little bit further south in order to make it a safer shot. The other thing I like to do is I like to make it so my initial point lining me up with the target is a little bit further south in order to give us a little more room to approach the target rather than getting into that dangerous area with this particular aircraft. This is a wonderful way to assign everything. Now, if I go ahead and unpause the scenario and allow it to run, the aircraft will launch, and you notice they are now following those new pre-built flight plans. The next feature we're going to take a look at is the ability to edit cargo and the changes to the cargo menu. So I'm going to press on Edit, Unit Actions, and I'm going to select Edit Cargo. On this page now, we have a couple different options here. So right now, we have nothing in our database under Units, but if we switch over to the database directly, you can see all the different types of items you can have on here. Now, this page is designed to organize everything by the name of the ground unit, as well as its mass, area, crew, and if it is an air-droppable unit. Notice at any time I can come over here and simply dial in a particular unit and it will automatically simplify the screen so that we can see it a little better. In this case, let's go ahead and load up some M1A1HAs. We'll go ahead and load up a platoon strength and we'll go ahead and give them a basic name. We'll say first platoon. Now I'll press load selected. And you'll notice it quickly loads all of them into here and it automatically collates this information down at the bottom. For example, it's telling me this is the maximum mass I can carry. It tells me this is the maximum area that I can carry, as well as the crew. Let's go ahead and add in an infantry squad as well. Now it'll need a company. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit simpler. There we go, generic. We'll go ahead and load off 4 ones. We'll say second platoon. Add that unit. And now you'll notice it automatically calculated the new crew that we have. If we want to delete something, we can simply select it. Let's say we want to get rid of one of these tanks. Maybe it was a maneuvering casualty earlier. Press delete selected, and it will automatically calculate the changes. As you can see, between changing the WRA, saving things as XML, pre-generating flight plans, separating the autosaves, and editing cargo, this will make your life much, much simpler with the user interface.